Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I've just popped off the train and I'm here at Circular Quays Station. You can hear the trains in the background pulling in and taking off. And it looks like it's going to be another wet day with lots of rain forecast in the morning. So hopefully I'll get rained off the job and I can go home and play with my grandchildren. I was at the opera last night, over there at the Opera House. And just for those who are not aware, I've been subscribing to the opera with my wife Paula for almost 40 years now, since before we were even engaged. So every year for 4 Wednesdays, 2 in the beginning of the year and 2 at the end of the year, we've got our tickets reserved, and that's our date nights where we can get out and about and just be together and enjoy the beauty of the Sydney Opera House, the quietness of sitting in the audience, and the beautiful display of athletic perfection, as well as the music accompaniment. It's just absolutely glorious. I just feel so relaxed that it's one of those things that I absolutely look forward to these days. Anyway, let's go on a bit of a walk and talk. Today's book summary that I want to go through is entitled Great by Choice by an author named Jim Collins, who's obsessed about good results. He's one of those people who does a lot of research when he starts to write a book, and when you see his outputs and read his material, you'll know that he's a very, very special author. And he's an author who's written a couple of books, and the other books that he's written are entitled Good to Great and Built to Last. So 3 books that all leaders need to have in their inventory of skills. So Jim kicks off this book with a quote. Let me start walking. It's starting to sprinkle, so what I'll do is I'll just head down there to wharf number 6, so I'm out of the elements, and I can deliver this 5am club without getting water on my notes and on my phone. So Jim, in his wisdom, kicks off this book with a lovely quote where he says that greatness is first and foremost a matter of conscious choice and discipline. So you need to think about it, you need to contemplate it, you need to internalize it, and you need to consistently do it, is the simple message. Because he goes on to say that fanatic discipline is the trait of great companies. Not only discipline, but you need to be fanatical about your discipline and to implement it consistently in order to generate the outstanding results that come with that habit. So what he does in his book is he talks extensively about an example of 2 groups, 2 expeditions to the South Pole, one that was led by a person called Amundsen, and the other one was led by an explorer named Scott. So there were 2 expeditions that left at the same time. One made it there, and one didn't make it. But the one that made it there not only made it there, but they also made it back, which is a phenomenal sort of outcome. So what was the difference? What was the difference between both of these expeditions? Why did one group make it there and back, and the other one didn't even make it there? And the author here talks about the fact that Adamson, his group, followed a very, very simple rule, and they followed it religiously. And they would walk for 20 miles a day, no matter what. So regardless of the conditions, regardless of the weather, they would implement their 20-mile walk per day, and that's what made the difference. Because on the tough days, they would do whatever they had to do to get into and do their 20 miles. And on the good days, where they could walk for more than 20 miles, they would stop at the 20-mile mark and conserve their energy. Because we always get, we always get tricked, I guess the author says, into a false sense of security, and we sometimes overdo it when we've got good conditions. We tend to push too hard, and when you push too hard, sometimes you lose some of your energy, and you lose some of the benefits of just conserving that energy. So the winning formula for them was that they conserved their energy and they managed their resources and made consistent progress. So the key lesson from this expedition is to make consistent progress on a daily basis, day in, day out. So the 20-mile march is an example where consistent habits are the route to phenomenal success. Something that we can all think about and we can all incorporate into our lives. So what the author here suggests is that regardless of what you do, to set yourself a daily checklist, to have a checklist of things that you're committed to doing, and to religiously go through that checklist on a daily basis. And even though it may be tempting to push harder and to do more, the author says that you're better off just sticking to your plan and doing whatever you've set out to do in the first place, but not to overdo it. The author then goes on to talk about companies and also our lives, and he says that you should only innovate, you should only change, you should only improve things when there is evidence to support it. And the catch cry that the author uses is that you should consider shooting bullets first, using your bullets first, and once you've used up your bullets, that's when you can start firing the cannonballs. I love that saying. So, as we said, the call to action is to take one step at a time and only take those big, bold steps when you are satisfied that there is evidence that shows that the time and place is right to take that bold step. So essentially, the author implores us with a call to action to keep our powder dry for as long as we can and keep some cards up our sleeves. And the last point to come out of this book from this author is the observation that we should never, ever rely on luck or chance to take care of things, because the most important lesson of all is to continue to work hard and to work consistently, because success as we all know, and you realise and you figure it out with time, success doesn't happen overnight. And overnight success has been working at it for 10 or 20 years, has put 10,000 hours of effort into being the very best that they can be. So you are most lucky, according to the author, when you work your ass off. How true is that? We know that for a fact, that the harder we work, the luckier we get. Anyway, the rain's starting to set in. I don't know if you can see it there on the harbour water, but it's going to be showery, it's going to be wet. But we need our wet days and we need our dry days. There's no doubt about that. The author also talks about a Latin saying, fortes, fortuna, fortes, fortuna, adiuvat, which means the strong ones. And the strong ones are the ones who just continue to rely on their hard work, and they leverage the opportunities as and when they arise. So the author once again says, don't ever rely on luck to swoop in and save the day, because most of the time it just won't. Work hard and be consistent, because then and only then you can create more opportunity that luck can eventually show up to support it. So I think that's about it. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. It's 5:30 in the morning. It's Thursday. It's wet. It was wet yesterday. We finished off early yesterday as well. But I'll just go and grab myself a hot chocolate now and just stay out of the elements. I've got a few more 5 a.m. clubs to do today. As I said, I'm on a mission. I'll probably hit my 900th vlog today, so I'm well on my way to achieving my 1,000 vlogs. And just like the author here, Jim Collins, says, you know, I've got my pattern. I do 4 a day at the moment. I need to do 4 a day in order to reach my milestone by my 61st birthday, God willing. So once again, thanks for joining me on Great by Choice by Jim Collins. And I'll finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. And let's all be great by choice. And first of all, let's choose to work hard and to work consistently and to be fanatically disciplined in terms of what we do, and to be like Admonson and to not only make it to where we want to go, but also to make it to other destinations that we have set out in our lives by continuing to do the 20-mile march day in, day out, where we just do what we say we're going to do and just stick to it and manage our resources as best we can. So I look forward to coming to you again from a different location with a different message, a message of empowerment, where we can be the wind beneath our wings, the wave beneath our board, the zephyr that bellows, that fills our sails. Wow, listen to that rain coming down. It's absolutely pouring. And to be the wind that flutters our sails, and the propeller and the turbine that churns the waters and directs us to where we're meant to be, and to help us create a future, an empowering future that will keep us happy, fulfilled and loved. Let's live, learn and pass it on. And I look forward to coming to you again later on this morning. Philakia from Jim's 5am Club. And I guess all I can say is stay dry. Stay as dry as possible today. Keep out of the elements. And for those working in construction, make the most of this day where we can possibly be home nice and early to be with our loved ones. Yasas and bye for now.